Friends and family, greetings, how are you? I hope that all is well with you, and I hope that all is well with your families. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video. All right, guys, today's start date, August the 7th, 2026. It is my 47th birthday, guys, so 47 trips around the sun. I'm not expecting anything material or big shindigs. I'm just very happy and content to be still standing, and most importantly to still be here, because a lot of people have not made it to this point, but I am so fortunate and happy and blessed to still be here and be surrounded by those who care for me and those who love me. All right, so with all that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and get into today's video. It's going to be a very important video, and it is regarding EMI. Yes, I've done several EMI videos, but this one here is something that you guys may want to take in consideration. All right, so we just recently got back from off the road. We took the kids out of town, for the last little trip before school start. And again, I was doing my updates down in my studio. I have quadraphonic surround sound set up. So while I was down there updating all my software, my applications, my operating system plugins, and all the extras and stuff, I noticed that I had some changes in my stimulation. Usually I have some earbuds, okay? Yeah, these things right here are new, because the last video that I did, I had some skull candies and some AirPods, all right? But, I changed headphones, and those right there, they have a magnet in it. But I don't keep those headphones in my pocket when I'm wearing pants or whatever. When I'm wearing cargo pants or shorts, I tend to keep those things in the lower pocket, so it don't cause the EMI interference. And to me, what EMI feels like, it feels like I have freaking heartburn from T8 all the way down to maybe below my stomach. And then in addition, it feels like the leads that are implanted on my spinal cord at T8, it seems like they tend to warm up, and it's really uncomfortable. So I'm down there, I'm sitting there, and I'm wondering what on earth is bothering me. Okay, so my wife, she came down to the studio. We was chatting for a second, and me, guys, I like to maintain eye-to-eye contact with whoever I'm talking to. So as a result, I had to turn my office chair backwards to where my back was facing my setup, where the speakers are. Like I say, I have a total of 5 speakers in my setup. It is a quadraphonic surround sound setup. I have 2 5-inch studio monitors, 2 3-inch studio monitors, and then I have a bass cannon that has 2 10-inch subwoofers. All right, so when I turn my back, I subjected not only my leads but my generator to the magnetic fields from the speakers that were on my desktop, which were facing me, because it's like a cone shape, okay? And then it hit me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, my freaking studio monitors is triggering EMI. So as a result, guys, I'm finding myself having to turn my stimulator off whenever I go downstairs into my studio area to do a little work, all right? It's been a moment since I've been down, but I noticed it this time, all right? And that wasn't the only time that I've had EMI. All right, the last time that I had EMI was just yesterday. Okay, so you know how wives are. I don't know why y'all do this, but my wife, she drove up the fuel in her vehicle. Time be of the essence sometimes, it's understandable. But she took my car, and I had to go and take her car to get a fill up. Okay, I already had to go to make a bank run, and when I drove there and was coming back from the bank, I noticed that feeling again. So again, these things right here, these headphones, all right, so they were not in my pocket. They were in the cup holder. I had my AirPods too. They too were in the cup holder. So I'm thinking to myself, well, like, what on earth is interfering with me? Now, my wife and I, we have 2 different vehicles. They're by the same company, but I have the Optima LX, and she has the Kia Sorento, all right? So with the Optima, it's more of a family vehicle. So you're going to have more leg room and everything. So, and not only that, the components in my vehicle are obviously shielded because it's a newer model, number one, and then number two, I'm not experiencing any EMI when I drive my vehicle. But when I drove my wife's vehicle, I'm coming home, I noticed the feeling again, the sensation again, and I realized that the cabin in a Sorrento is much more cramped than it is in an Optima. And it's primarily because you have to make room for the cargo in the rear. And like in my car, you know, 4 sets of speakers. There's 2 in the front driver and passenger side, and then in the rear, driver and passenger side. Now, the passenger side speaker was like right here, you know, and the driver front speaker was like right there, and I'm cramped like right in the middle of it. Yes, I had the seat back to where I'm comfortable, but where I was in the vehicle, I felt that EMI, and as a result, I had to turn off my stimulator. Yes, I was running the silent program because you're supposed to have the silent program activated when you are operating a vehicle for safety reasons, because at the end of the day, they feel like the freaking stimulation will distract you and it can become a safety hazard. So they just encourage that you run a silent program. All right. So to be on the safe side, if you don't, just make sure that you run the silent program while you're driving. But again, I was feeling this and I noticed the speaker placement and arrangement, and I'm sitting right in the middle of it. I had to turn my freaking stimulator off just to drive my wife's vehicle. So I have to turn off my speaker. I have to turn off my stimulator when I go down into the studio because I'm around surround sound speakers. When I get in my wife's vehicle, I have to turn off my stimulator because her cabin is much more smaller than mine, and her speakers are much bigger than mine. And in part, I'm getting EMI from her speakers because her vehicle is older than mine, and 9 times out of 10, the system is not shielded. Okay, so what does overstimulation feel like? To me, it just feels like heartburn, like from T8 all the way down to the bottom of my stomach or something like that, maybe right around T5, T6 somewhere. But, you know, it feels real weird, you know, and that's both on the silent program as well as the paresthesia programs, you know. And if you feel that, just make sure that you turn your stimulator off, because those are electrical signals, guys. And, you know, I'm not a medical professional or anything. I'm just giving you my firsthand account so you guys can learn the differences of, you know, the things that you are around, so you can be mindful of how those things that you are around can affect you, because the spinal cord stimulator, it is a device that is very sensitive to its environments. Now, that's going to wrap up today's video. And if you're new to the channel and you're seeing me for the first time, feel free to mash the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I release another video. Also, while you're at it, make your way to my channel. Check out my playlist tab, guys. I'm going to have a series of playlists over there. Primarily, spinal cord stimulator patient playlist, guys. It's going to be a playlist that's going to contain all of the videos that I've ever created from the time of my trial to the point of my permanent implant to this point moving forward. For other creators who make similar content regarding spinal cord stimulators, feel free to check out Joseph of Borg and DJ Porkchop. I will leave handlers to their channels in the description section of this video. And now, I do thank all those who stayed until the end. And until we meet again, please stay safe, hold it in the road, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right? Peace.